Hi, I'm Laura with Rethunk Junk by Laura. Welcome to Thursdays at 3-ish. Today we're doing cabinets. Before we do cabinets, we're going to do our little business meeting portion of the video. So, first thing we want to do is remind you, if you want to turn around real quick, Katie, about Vintage Market Days. My printer's not working, so you get my fabulous handwriting. Vintage Market Days, go to their Facebook page, which is Vintage Market Days of Greater Atlanta. It is June 2nd through 4th. We'll be there, which is a fabulous reason to come, but there will be so many other places to shop, things to see, things to do. It's at the Gwinnett County Fairgrounds. Get your ticket. I think it's only $10, which gets you in all 3 days, if you want to shop all 3 days, which would be great. We'd love you to shop with us all 3 days. So, Vintage Market Days of Greater Atlanta. Check out their Facebook page and get your tickets. Second thing is our Customer Creations winners. This week we have Angelica Starnes. And here are, let me just show you on Facebook, Kate. So here's what she did her cabinets. So there's what she started with. And she did robin's egg. That's the starting, that's the before. Look, how fabulous. Is that not awesome? I know, can you see? Isn't that awesome? And who has that kind of fabulous ceiling? That's cool. Okay. Awesome, awesome, awesome. She did a great job. So the before and after. So she's winner number 1. And winner number 2, and then I'll tell you what to do if you're a winner. Winner number 2 is Mary Minish.
We've got a hi from Arizona, Alabama, and Oklahoma, and Michigan.
Woohoo! Hey, thanks for joining us. We've got, the other winner is right here, okay? Mary Minish, and here's what she did. She did some things from our Thursdays at 3, which is so fun. She did picture frames. How fabulous is that? And glass vase, awesome. Candlesticks, beautiful. And this one I love. Little sheepy picture with the frame broken. I love that it wasn't thrown away. Painted over the sheepies, fixed the frame, and then she was going to put a welcome on it, which I have not seen, so send us the welcome. So if you are Mary or Angelica, you have a $35 credit, place an online order, and we will refund $35 to say thank you. And if you want to enter to win a customer creation, then just post something on our Q&A page, which is Rethunk Junk by Laura Q&A on Facebook. And just ask us and we'll approve you to join, and you can start posting away because we love when you guys share things, ask questions. It's awesome. So today we're doing cabinets. And for cabinets, one of the things that's different is with cabinets we ask you to prep twice because cabinets are usually gunky. So prep them and then go back and prep them again. Then the other thing, Tom's trying to talk to me. The other thing is when you paint them, we're looking at, because some people I forget don't know, but this is Rethunk Junk products, so you want to get Rethunk Junk by Laura paint. Find a retailer near you by going onto our website, www.rethunkjunkbylaura.com, and plug in your zip code in the store locator. Glazing is optional, but we're going to do that today. And we're also going to play with the tintable glaze because you can do a tintable glaze instead of just our standard glaze. So let's start our cabinets. Now, this is weird setup, but I wanted to actually do cabinets. These are in the room in our warehouse where I do a lot of my painting and working. So, if you want to come over here real quick, Katie, this is what we're starting with. This is a finished cabinet door, and this is a cabinet door that we have not finished painting and have not glazed. So, we kind of got several steps. We're going to walk through them and play with all of it. So, first thing you're going to do is prep, and it's pretty standard. I mean, pretty self-explanatory, but you're going to spray the prep on, and
Usually explain why there's paint in the corner.
why there's paint in the corner. What do you mean?
Like gray paint.
Where? Oh, that's not gray, that's blue. I was trying another color. So, how's that? Was that the explanation you were looking for there, Tom? Okay, so we're going to clean them. If you've got questions, ask away, because cabinets are a scary thing to jump into. I totally get that, but they're so easy, and there's such a huge impact when you're done. So, we're prepping right now.
Can you paint countertops too?
No, that's what we were playing with right here. Countertops get too much wear and tear. I did have to scrape that off with like a chisel kind of thing, but I just don't. We want you to love us, not send us things saying it didn't stick to my countertops. I think Home Depot may have a product for that, but they're kind of oil-based and messier and harder to use than what we've got, and we don't do countertops. So I prepped. Not a lot came off, but I had already prepped previously. So I've done my 2 prep on this. So we're going to slap our first coat of paint on. Don't take the cabinet doors off. They never go back on exactly the same. And the screws will strip out. It doesn't matter if you number them, letter them, talk nice to them, hug them, kiss them. They just never go back on, right? So just keep them on, plus where do you have to put them. And we paint the hinges. So just paint those puppies. No stress. And you want your first coat to just go on and cover, but not have any drips. Got any questions, Kate?
Any way to keep the hinges from getting painted?
Yes, you can tape them off if you want. I'm not that, I usually tell people when they take paint classes, whatever you thought was going to happen today, lower your standards. So if you want to tape them off, you certainly can. And then I've had some people that have done them before, and then after you're done, if you do it pretty quickly, if there's any that hit it, you can take a Q-tip and some prep, and you can get them off with the prep. But I usually just paint mine. Because they're not usually the most fabulous focal point, and then your distressing or glazing or hardware, whatever else you have, I do take the hardware off, as you see, then that becomes the focal point. So, and that was a great question, though. Any other questions?
So do clients not care if hinges get painted?
No, not usually. I've never really had, I mean, there's some people that probably do. It's a personal preference. But for the most part, once you see the finished cabinets, you're not looking at the hinges. You're looking at other stuff. They're not really, like I said, the focal point. So, no worries if they're painted. That, yeah, Tom said, he's right. If you have hinges showing, they're usually not the brand new cool kind. They're kind of an older kind, so it doesn't matter if they get painted. So, but great question.
Does the prep put any moisture on the wood that we should wait for it to dry after wiping?
No, you saw how quickly I wiped mine down and then started painting. You do want them to be dry, but no. You just, wipe them down. If you want to wait a couple minutes just to be sure, but no, if you're wiping them down, drying it after you're done, you're good to go. But that was another great question. And Katie, you're doing some good reading the questions while you film.
If you're painting cabinets for someone, would you warn them beforehand if you're going to paint their hinges?
Okay, you guys are cracking me up. I didn't know hinges were a big deal. I'm not making fun. I'm just saying that. It's never really even, I didn't think about it that deeply. But yes, I probably would say to someone, here's what I do. I paint the hinges. Are you okay with that? And if you look on Pinterest, there are lots of pictures of painted cabinets with our stuff. Take a picture if you're going to do it for somebody, if you're somebody that paints cabinets, and show them the difference. Say, here's one where they're painted, so you can see that, because, you don't want them to make a decision based on what they think it's going to look like, because in the end, it really all does look good.
It's Michelle McBride that's asking.
Oh, good grief, Michelle. Is she the one asking all these questions?
The hinges questions,
at
yes.
At the end of the day, you take the doors off. We're just saying it's
Yeah, you can take the doors off, but then we get calls all the time saying, wish I hadn't taken the doors off. So our advice is no, but we're not there when you're doing it. It's like when your mom's not watching. You can do whatever you want. So, and I'm teasing you, Michelle, you can ask away. Whatever else you need to know about the hinges, just ask. We are here for you.
She also said she's so excited for this video. She's watching it while shopping.
Oh, that's hysterical. Okay, where's she shopping? What are you buying?
I don't know. She didn't mention it.
Okay, well, that's what I'm saying. Ask her. This is an interactive live video. Okay, I did not clean out my cabinets, so this is embarrassing, but we left the doors on. So now we're going to open them. And yeah, I know that's really scary, isn't it?
I didn't know that was under there.
Yeah, well, don't focus on that. And we're going to get this spot that we missed because the doors were closed.
She's at an antique mall.
Oh, did you get anything good? Show us pictures. Now, I'm not going to do it for the video right now because I don't want to take the time, but if I'm doing this with a spirit of excellence, I'm probably going to do this, and I will probably do the inside of the door because I'm going to get some on it. The other option I have is to be careful and prep that off. So it's totally personal preference, but I'll paint in here. I'm going to get the little lip down here. See if I can get it without paying. Oh, look, a little
Well,
rabbit.
this is where all that stuff is you buy.
Well, surely this is not what you think I buy. Good heavens.
Oh, there's a lot more.
No, it's just this is junk.
Where you put the good stuff.
Oh, the good stuff I use.
Lori said she wishes that she had found RTJ paint before she had painted her cabinets.
Yay, that's an awesome thing to say, and we're sorry that you didn't. That's sad. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do on the inside. Now, while that's drying...
I'm going to close this.
Yes, please, thank you. Look at you multitasking. Okay, do you see that this is already dry because I've got a fan beside me? Now, there should be some wows going on that, right?
Wow.
Already dry. Now, if I'm painting my whole kitchen, I'm going to go all the way around and come back and get that. But since we've got a little bank of cabinets, we're just going to slap some more paint on it in a minute. This one, see how there's still some... These lights are driving me nuts. See how there's still some wood grain showing. So we're putting a little bit more paint on this one. Well, I wanted him to... I didn't want to cheat. I had somebody when I asked just recently, what do you guys want to see on Thursday at 3? And I loved that there were some people that responded. Loved it. And there were some great ideas. One of the ones that I liked the most, and she probably said it a little more politically correctly than this, but she said she'd like to see me do something that messes up so she can see what I do to fix it. Which is going to be tricky because I rarely mess up, but I do think that's a great idea, because there are things that I do that don't work out, and how to fix it is an awesome thing to know. So that was a really good suggestion.
Do you paint the insides of the doors?
At my house, I did not. At my house, I did not. Here, I would either go back in and remove this with some prep, or paint the inside of the door. So it depends on what you can handle, how OCD you are, how, that kind of thing. It's not essential, because when you distress it, you have a nice line right there. But there are people that it really bothers if it's not painted. And I will say, if you do not seal our paint, if you do not put, do you have like a double chin shot or something going on? I have people who are awfully close. Okay. If you have, good, because there's no time to crop or Photoshop. If you do not seal the paint, if you do not put tough top on it, flat top, do what? She's got what?
I said she's got the hot top of your head lopped off of you.
No, I don't.
No, to lop off everything. If you don't seal it and you don't use glaze on it, the paint will double as a chalkboard surface. So on some of our cabinets, I've painted the inside with a different color, so it's a chalkboard, so I can write it, don't even think about eating the cookies, or get out of the cabinets, or here's the recipe for chocolate chip cookies, or you're supposed to write down what you took the last of, or whatever it is. So that's an option that's fun for the inside of cabinet doors.
April Curry just did her cabinets in the same color a few weeks ago, and she loves them.
Oh, yay! Yay, April, thank you. Yes.
Tamara wants to know, can she order this paint?
Yes. If there's not a retailer near you, and go on the website, look, plug in your website, then yes, we do sell it online. We like for you to go to our retailers. Number one, you save the shipping, which is nice for you. And number two, we love our retailers, and we want people buying their paint. But if there's not one near you, first of all, we'd love suggestions for a spot that we could contact to get the paint in. And second of all, you most certainly can order online. We would love to have your order. So, how's that for an answer?
Stephanie wants business just like ours.
Stephanie who?
Meeks.
Tell her to contact me later. No, actually, I love what I do, and it's a whole lot of fun.
Is it the same procedure if she's doing a bathroom cabinet?
Yes, exactly the same if you're doing a bathroom cabinet. I painted our vanity bathroom, well, we painted almost all the cabinets in our home, obviously. And yes, it is the same procedure. Good question. Okay. So we got our second coat going on here now. Where? On the side? Side?
What kind of paint is this?
Rethunk Junk by Laura furniture paint, and this is linen that we are using. You want to focus in on the label down there, Kate? Since you're young and
Linen.
agile. Okay. Second coat on this one. So you can do them. I did ours in the middle of the night while the kids slept.
Does
Gail them with stories from our trip together for our anniversary.
Our trip was fabulous, but most of what happened I cannot tell stories about.
does your paint get the bleed through pink on mahogany?
Yes, it does. All paints do. If that is an issue, we have a product called Tough Top that is our sealer. It's our polyurethane. Put some Tough Top on it to where the bleed through is happening. You don't have to do the whole piece before you start. Just after you start painting it, you'll know where it's going to bleed through. It's usually right on the top in the center or something lovely like that. Seal it with the Tough Top and then paint over it again and you're good to go. Or you can change to black. And that will cover it. Okay. Now, while that is drying, okay, are you here to hold lights or to critique? That's Tom. He's telling me all the places on this top right corner. Right there? That's the top right corner.
Oh, this here.
Oh, that's the middle.
Oh.
That's the middle. Plus, I know I'm distressed in there, so I wasn't stressed about it. So you pointed it out in front of America. Okay, there we go. So we got our second coat on now. So I'm going to distress over here. Yep, because that coat's already. This is some fabulous paint. Okay, we're already dry over here except for a little spot right there. But I'm going to go ahead and distress this one because we don't want you to have to wait forever. Is there my sander in here somewhere? Can you hold all of the lights and get the sander?
Yes.
No, not you. You're a camera person. Okay, you're an integral part of things. Okay, here we go. We're going to distress. Just around the edges. Sorry. Okay, oh, wait, I'll talk about that in a minute. So I've distressed and cannot remember who it was because I'm horrible with remembering names. I wish I was not. But the wonderful woman who posted would love it if you messed up and shows how you fixed it. Look, I messed up. Right here, my sander hit, and I don't want that there. So there's a fix there, and it hit there, and it hit there, and it's a little much down here.
I have questions.
Ask me questions.
With this paint, we don't have to prime at all?
No, no sanding, no priming. Just clean it with the prep really, really well. I did not sand or prime any of these before I started. If you go back to the beginning and watch the beginning of the video, you'll see no sanding, no priming happened. So
what about cabinets with Thermofoil? Should the Thermofoil be removed before painting?
That's that laminate stuff, right, Tom?
Don't remove it.
Tom says don't remove Thermofoil.
Yeah.
If the cabinets are MDF wood underneath, or does the paint adhere to it?
Yeah, no, it'll adhere to the
Talk a little louder.
thermofoil. It'll adhere to the thermofoil. Don't take that off, or you've got MDF, and MDF is notoriously tough to paint and not have swell because paint is water. So just leave it on there, paint over it, and you'll be fine.
And do you have any idea how much? The question went away. I'm trying to.
Oh, probably how much paint you need
How
for
many?
cabinets?
Yeah, how many one quart will cover? How many cabinets?
You'll need a lot. You'll need to buy a lot of paint. Just kidding. It actually goes pretty far.
So
Tom
how much
says.
you use for those cabinets?
Okay, I've started this bank of cabinets and I did just open it, and I've got 4 cabinets painted here. And Katie, will you go into my can and look? And I've also painted a picture frame and a little tiny plant stand out of this quart, and that's what I still have left. Did you do it again? That's how much. Let me turn it just a little bit. This is how much I have left.
Oh, thank you.
What's that?
That's good.
Okay, so a whole bunch is how much I have left. Tom says, walk off 10 feet, look behind you, and the quart will either do upper or lower cabinets. But it goes further than that, really, because do what?
We'll do both.
You say upper or lower. Now he's changing his mind. He's going back on his story. So walk off 10 feet, look behind you, and the problem is he says quart for upper or lower, but you've got a fridge or a window over your sink or the dishwasher or the stove, so it goes further than that.
That's why I say quart for both.
Well, again, that's changing your story. So we're going to say we've never had anybody buy personally from us for doing a kitchen, even a big kitchen, more than 3 quarts. Well, I mean, we have had people who have come in and bought like 6, and we're like, you don't need that much, and then they just have to paint everything else in their house that color. So, okay, we're going to, I touched up here, and so it's not drying.
What brand is your sander?
Ryobi.
You're on
And if
the wrong-
Ryobi people are listening,
You're on the wrong
oh,
side.
that's embarrassing. Ryobi, I thought it was on both sides. If Ryobi people are listening, I need some kind of kickback for selling all your sanders. So this one is cordless. You don't have to get cordless. I love cordless, but you can get one that has a cord and a little dust bag for catching the sanding dust for $29. This one was $29 plus another $29 for the battery. So I love it. I like the cordless, but that's totally personal preference. Okay, while this dries for a second, and will you kick the fan back over?
Do you paint the inside shelves and sides also?
No. No, you could, but I don't. That's one of those things where you're going to see it. If it bothers you, you can, but you're really the only one going to see it. If you've got company coming over saying, hey, how come you didn't paint the inside? You need to switch to a different friend group that's a little more relaxed. So I wouldn't worry about the insides of them. Like I say, you can, but okay, this one I use the dark glaze on. It's the same process, but I'm just, instead of using the dark glaze again, I'm going to use the tintable glaze so you can see the difference. So here's the tintable glaze. Close up me.
Close up,
Okay.
Keith?
Oh, sorry. Close up.
Oh.
Yeah, sorry. Tintable glaze.
Got it.
You can add any paint to this. You do not, how's this for being honest and not being a salesperson, you do not have to add our paint. You can add your wall color paint. You can add paint from, well, really you shouldn't be painting anything else in your house without using our paint. So just your wall color paint you can add. So, but when you do it, I tell people it goes really far. Maybe not with kitchen cabinets, but if you're going to paint furniture with it, take it when you get it, because it does go far. Pour half of it in another container, so you can tint it 2 different colors, because you're just not going to, except for maybe cabinets, you're just not going to use that much. So we have our tintable for later, which, let's have a bet, Tom. What do you say it sits there without a lid and dries up before we ever get around to it? Right?
I think that's out of it.
That's what I figured. Okay, so we're
Do you
going to
use
add...
the tough top before or after you dark glaze?
Tough top is always the last step. Sealing always comes last. After you're done and it's fabulous and you love it, then you seal it all in. You distress first, then you glaze, because I feel like we're doing that. Well, no, it's a down your nose shot.
Yeah, you're
No, up your
fine.
nose. Because when you distress, the glaze will go into the wood and the unpainted wood different ways. I mean, the wood and the painted wood different ways, so it adds more dimension. So we're going to add, it says 2 tablespoons for the container. We poured half out, so we're going to do 1 tablespoon. So, That's about a tablespoon, right? All
Does
right.
this paint hold up in the kitchen with all the steam from the stove?
Yes, this paint does hold up in the kitchen with all steam from the stove, especially if you seal it. I painted our kitchen cabinets 2 years ago. No, it's almost 3. This May it'll be 3 years, right?
3.
Was it 3?
It's 3.
Yeah, it's 3. 3 years ago. I don't even know when we moved. And so I did mine all wrong because kitchen cabinets are scary, and I wanted to be able to say how they really do hold up. So I did not prep our kitchen cabinets. We ask you to prep, and we ask you to prep twice. I did not seal our kitchen cabinets. We ask you to seal. It's been almost 3 years. My mother-in-law came this past weekend, and I was able to, there are 2 cabinets, the cabinets with the glasses and the cabinets with the snacks, where right around the handle, there's some little scratch marks. Even without doing those 2 things, that's the only problem. And before my mother-in-law came, I went in with a little tiny brush and went swoop around the handles and totally covered it up so they look perfect. So it holds up really, really well. And contrary to popular opinion, I do cook and there is steam. Just telling Tom that. So, all right, we're gonna glaze. And you want a wet rag? This is a great little setup. Okay.
Amy, all right.
Use that one for the wet one. Okay.
And you do paint over your hinges and leave them painted.
I do indeed. I do on furniture, I do on cabinets, yes I do. I'm a hinge painter. Probably need some kind of therapy for that, but okay. So this is a lot more gray. The other is, here, let me just show you. Here's the dark glaze that looks good over all colors that we used to begin with. Oh, it looks exactly the same, doesn't it? When I get it on, it won't. No, it looks different. See, one's brown, one's grayer.
Mm-hmm.
You can see the difference?
Yeah.
Okay.
What if you don't want to distress?
Then you're really missing out on all the beauty of, no, I'm just kidding. You don't have to distress. Chances are you're not going to invite me over for dinner. I'll never know. It is a pretty thing to do, and it does make the cabinets last longer if for some reason they did get bonked. They still look fine, but you do not have to distress. They're fine. They hold up. We have a couple people that work with our products and do professional cabinets, and they don't always distress because customers don't always want that, and they look beautiful and classy. So, no
What about
requirement.
melamine cabinet?
Melamine?
That's
Tom?
the same as that thermofoil, yes.
You can paint over it?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm starting with the outside. There's no rule. You can start with whatever you want. So I brushed it on, and now I'm just blending it with my wet rag. You can take off as much as you want. You can leave it heavier glazed. If you're not thrilled, after a while, your rag will kind of fill up with the glaze, and you can start with another rag or rinse.
Is there an easy way to distress with just paint?
You can wet distress. I'll show you that on one of these cabinets. That's a great question. You mean without a sander? What do you mean with just paint?
It just says with just paint.
Just paint.
But I wouldn't show it.
Okay. You wouldn't do that right now?
Because they can't do it on camera.
Well, you're right. That would take way too much time. You're right. Okay. Rephrase your question just because I'm not smart enough to understand it. I'm sure it's I want to be able to answer you. I just want to be able to answer you right. So.
Oh, maybe they're saying if you already have white cabinets, can you just
Oh, can you just distress? Well, yeah, you can. If you just have the paint on there and you don't want to do anything else, you can totally just distress your cabinets.
What was added to the tintable glaze?
Slate is the color I added. Our slate paint. 2 tablespoons of paint for a container of glaze.
You make it look so easy out of all the different paints I've used. I do think your paint is my favorite. I'm really hoping to paint my kitchen. Thanks for sharing how easy this is.
Awesome! Thank you. And it is easy. It is really scary to jump in and do it. I totally get that. But it is easy. Okay. So, this little spot's bothering me. My rag feels like it has a lot of glaze on it. So I'm just going to get another rag. Wring it out really well. Because it's going to be a little bit damper and have less glaze in it. And see how I can erase now and blend. So I can have it where I have less on the inside of the cabinet. Let me do less on the inside. See, I can still go back and play around with what I have on the outside rim. Even though I put that on first, I'm going to do a little more erasing.
I painted my island 2 years ago and I want to change the color. Do I have to sand it first?
Did you paint it with ours? Or did you paint it with, what did you paint it with?
Did you put wax on it?
Did you wax it?
I don't know what the
Well, I'll just answer the question.
Take a minute to come
No,
up.
that's okay. I'll just answer the question. If you waxed it, you have to get the wax off. That's one of the reasons we don't use wax, because I love changing the color of things, and without wax, you can change the color of things anytime you want to. If it has been waxed, you have to get the wax off. That's tricky to do. You can try and prep it off. You might have to sand it off, but once the wax is off, you don't have to sand through to the bare wood. You just have to get that wax off, and then you're good to go. Okay, see how fabulous is that? And you can tell the difference, Katie, if you come over here between the gray, kind of look closely. Probably should have mixed up a green or something. There is a difference between the gray and the brown. And there's a difference in how much I left on. I left more on the first cabinet I did, took more off on the second one. If, you know, talking...
It's hard to see in the corner in the light, man.
Oh, yeah. He's whispering things in my ear, so you put the light over so you can...
more light
it's hard
on
to see. Yeah.
Sorry.
There
Thank you.
So, if, let's say I'm looking at this cabinet because I'm trying to think, because I loved that suggestion of what happens when things go wrong, how do you fix it? So let's say I'm looking at this cabinet and I'm thinking, but I can still see oak grain right there, and I don't want to see any oak grain. So, doesn't matter. I've already glazed it, but that's not a problem. I would just come in and put more paint on, and then just re-distress and glaze wherever, you know. So it just depends on how you want them to look and your level of handling some of the grain in here. If you don't want to be able to see it, come in and repaint. It's not a big deal. You can just re-distress and then glaze again. It is very forgiving, very easy to correct anything that comes out as what you think is a mistake. And what you have to remember is we just painted this one, then we've already slapped glaze on it. I did have my first coat on right before you guys joined us, but way fast process. These I just painted. We painted those from scratch. We could already go in and distress those. And you can, let me just do one distressed without glazing, because glazing is not essential either. Okay, let me tell you too, especially with cabinets, but with furniture too, you don't want distressing like, I guess you could, but you don't usually want to come in on cabinets right in the middle and make big, you know, that's going to look really busy with a whole huge kitchen of cabinets or even small kitchen of cabinets. If you like the distressing, make the line you're doing just a little bit bigger. Wiggle the sander and make this line here. So here I have this is less distressing in my book. That's more distressing. See the difference over here and over there? Don't do more distressing by putting it right in the smack dab middle of the cabinet. Just make bigger lines when you distress to get more of a distress look. Woo, that
Can
right in my eyes.
Can you stain top wood cabinets?
You can stain top cabinets. Will you, Tom? Okay, look underneath. I'll just run and do it just a minute. You can. You have to have a little bit more patience because stain top is a very thin product. I'll start next week by showing you how to stain top a cabinet door. So we'll do that next week. What
glaze would look best with gray mist?
A slate glaze would be beautiful with gray mist. We had somebody do some cabinets one time that were driftwood with a slate glaze. Very classy, very gorgeous. Because you're staying in that gray family, the slate's a little bit darker, and the slate glaze would be gorgeous with gray mist cabinets.
And what grit sandpaper do you use?
I use 80 grit. Let me grab the sealer so I can put a sealer on these real quick. Okay. I'll be right back. You can tell them stories, Tom.
There were a lot of questions that scrolled in really fast, and I didn't have time to read them all.
Well, Jill's here now. Oh, but she's not looking at me.
Okay. Alright. Last thing we're going to do is put some sealer on this. So, satin tough top and a brush. And be a little patient. We don't want the fan on for this, so if you want to turn that around for just a sec.
Thank you.
I'm hurrying. They're trying to rush me. So you're just going to brush it on.
Do you recommend a sealer on kitchen cabinets, and what do you use?
Yes, we recommend a sealer on kitchen cabinets. Yes, 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 and yes one more time. And we recommend this one. Katie, can you get a picture? That's a great sealer, tough top. And you want to use the satin tough top for cabinets, not the flat top. We've got two sealers. They're both polyurethane products. This one is the one you want to use for cabinets. It doesn't make it real shiny. You're seeing it right now wet. That's all there is to sealing the cabinet. Couldn't be any easier.
So you do recommend the satin tough top?
Yes. Yes, we do. Yep. It's going to be the best and the scrubbablest and look the most professional when you're doing it. So, cabinets are easy. Don't let them scare you. If you have questions, we're here to help. Happy to answer them. Call the retailer near you. They're happy to help, happy to answer questions. Watch the video again. You can do this. You can paint your cabinets. They'll turn out fabulous. If you do, post some pictures. Give us some before and after pictures. We would absolutely love to see it. Check for a retailer near you, www.rethunkjunkr.com. Yes, what's the question?
Do you use 1 coat or 2 of the Tough Top?
I usually tell people 1 coat per child in your home. I'd say 2 coats, but 1. Okay, Tom says 1. Tom says 1. If you're going to use 2 coats, give it a good week or so before you put another coat on, because you want it to be really dry before you put another coat on. Is that why you're saying 1? Because people double up on coats and sometimes doesn't dry? No, Tom just says 1. All right, so go with 1. You don't have to make that face. You can just say 1 coat. Okay. Just 1 coat. I mean, the face that came with it, but just 1 coat.
Have you ever attempted painting an IKEA expedite?
Have I attempted painting an IKEA what? Cabinet bank of cabinets.
Anything, I guess.
I have painted IKEA things, yes. Send us a picture of something you're attempting to paint or thinking about painting, and we'll tell you yay or no, don't. So.
It's an expedite.
Expedite.
It's the brand.
Oh, because they always have funny names. Yeah, that's right. No, but I'll look it up and see. That name doesn't ring a bell. But, okay, so thank you so much for joining us. If you have any questions, keep asking them. I'll go on this evening and tomorrow and answer questions if you have more questions about cabinets. We do want them to turn out. We're here to help. But they are obviously way fast, way easy, and way fabulous to do. Thank you so much. Happy rethunking.